Hello. So we're going to look at the scale of degrees for art and drawing pencils. I'm going to start with a number 2 because most of us started with a number 2 pencil in life. Number 2 pencils are really important in testing because those machines that read your Scantrons or any of your marks, your ballot or whatever you are making a mark with, that machine particularly can read these very well. We have a system of numbering in America called the U.S. System of Numbering. And we actually have a number 1. I don't know that they particularly sell well, but you have a number 1, a number 2, a 2.5, and a 3. The 2.5 and 3s are a little bit light, so they don't like those. And the number 1 can smudge too much, and the 2 just happens to be just right. So that's why when you see a number 2 pencil, that's what it is. You could also use an HB pencil. So those are basically the same, is my understanding. When you get into drawing pencils, and let me move the collection over, you can find quite a few. I have them in order, so I don't want to bump them. They go in order from soft to hard and dark to light, and I've indicated that on your handout. So the darker and the softer, it's going to be considered a B for blackness, and the lighter and the harder, it's going to be considered an H for hardness. Okay? And you're going to want to choose the pencil that best fits your needs, and it's best if you've tried a few out. So let's try a few out. We're going to start with a 7H pencil. These are super hard, and I'm going to shade in this block. It's kind of like drawing with a diamond. They're very light. They make very clear lines, so they can be great for detail work. It can also be great for if you're doing fine lines and you don't really want to commit. An H is a 7H, 6H. Those high H's are pretty nice. I will add, you do not, I'm just going to keep talking while I shade these in. You do not have to have all ranges of pencils, quite frankly. If you were to look at my personal collection, which I'll show you a few in a moment, you can see clearly out of my many, many pencils that there's only a few that I use. Oh, see, they have this 4H all of a sudden. What a difference, huh? See how they get consecutively darker, although that really got dark quick. Different companies have different, see, these are 2 different companies. Different companies have different standards. They're supposed to have similar standards, but yeah, that one really came through. All right, keep going through. And they get softer and softer and darker as you use them, and I will try to speed up. H, F. Now really quick, we have down here some notes, so let's begin to fill those in. H again means hardness. Oh, I turned it off. Okay. The F means fine point. Now that just means that this is about this pencil, when you get into this middle range, this one's going to sharpen really, really clearly. You're going to get a nice fine point on it. And the B means, again, blackness. Okay. Keep going. And, oh, this is a B. 2B. Hope you can see how they're getting darker and darker and darker because they just get softer and softer and softer. Try to race through this so as to not bore you to tears. But you can see how it's going. Do you notice this pencil's rather short? I'll show you another one. Look at these. I really like these. There's my 4B. There's my 6B. I like it in here. I use these a lot. There's a 6B. Again, you just don't need that many. What is this one? 8B. These are great because they'll just get, you just want a black. You can just throw those in really fast. I want to show you a few more as I go. These are woodless pencils. So I have a 2B, a 4B, and an HB. Oh, I'll use that for my HB. I don't know why I was missing that. thought I had it. Maybe I thought I'd use the number 2 pencil because they are basically the same. So hopefully you can see there's a scale from light to dark. And again, I don't have every pencil known to man, but you don't actually need every pencil known to man. This is a graphite stick. This contains obviously no wood at all. It's a 2B. So they're great for just kind of trying to smear in a lot. And of course, it's gonna shave itself to a really nice paintable tip in a way. So do these. Okay, so that's just a quick down and journey how to understand the numbering system on those. Let me look at my notes real quick. The thing about soft pencils is that they dull quickly. So you are going to have to continually sharpen them. I would suggest that you hand sharpen. You don't put them in an electric sharpener. A lot of people like to take a razor blade and to shave them down, and that's one method. I don't know. I tend to just use pencil sharpeners because usually I'm around a lot of kids and I don't really like razor blades laying around. So I do it that way. But if you have an X-Acto knife, you can use that. That works great too. The biggest thing I will say with pencils that I think gets you ahead is pressure. So if you choose, you could get through almost all of your art if you choose like a number 2B or a 4B pencil. I'll use a 4B. And let me show you, if I go light, let's see if I can make a light pressure more like, I'm trying to see what the video might show. Let's go with the 3H. I am just lifting really light. And I'm getting about the same lightness with that. Whereas if I'm pushing really, really hard, and again, I'm using pressure, I'm digging into the paper, I'm making it very black. So pressure has a lot to do with how you can get the same effect as if you owned that number pencil. So really, I don't suggest you run out and buy an entire set. I suggest you practice keeping the pressure under control. Also, though, if you want those really fine lines, you're going to have to sharpen your pencil, keep that sharp. And they dull really fast when they get into this arena, which is why I have a bracket. So these will dull quickly. And these stay sharper longer. The only thing I will argue is I don't tend to even pick these up much because I like controlling. I'm staying, like I showed you, I'm in a 6B, 5B, 4B, I'm in that range, and a 2B. I tend to hang out here, but my 2B keeps sharp beautifully, so I tend to, if I'm doing these light, fine lines, I will do it with a 2B pencil. But this does smear, so if you're using a ruler, you're doing something really technical, you might even want to push yourself down here with a H, an F in there, so that it's not going to smear with your ruler if you're doing 1-point perspective drawings or any of that kind of stuff. So I hope that helps explain this, and that's the handout I handed you in class. Okay, bye.